Well, I hate to admit it, but they did you dirty. Hey guys, welcome back to Pops and Props. Today I will be talking about the newly released Marvel movie, which is Black Widow. So let's get right into it. I just wanted to take the time to warn you guys about spoilers. I will be talking about a lot of spoilers in this movie review. So just a heads up, if you haven't seen the movie, you probably shouldn't watch this video. So unfortunately guys, it is currently raining outside and I really hope you can't hear it on the camera. But let's just get right into this movie review here. I'm pretty excited to talk about it because I've never done something like this before. So let's just jump right into it. Now, I just wanted to start with a few points about the movie that I really enjoyed, and some things that worked well and some things that didn't work well. So the first thing is I really enjoyed the actual story of the movie. I think it was definitely well thought out, and it was a great story for Black Widow. Honestly, I don't know if it made sense for her decisions and where she ended up in the MCU, but it was still a great story nonetheless. And I really do love the placement of this movie in the MCU timeline. And I'm actually going to tell you guys where it's placed in the MCU timeline because it is a little bit confusing. It takes place after Civil War, a little bit after Civil War, but still in the year 2016. I really enjoyed the action in this movie, and it really reminded me of the action sequences from The Winter Soldier. It was very hand-to-hand combat, really nice close-up combat range, which I just love to see in Marvel films. Now, this is probably one of the biggest talking points I have for this movie, and it is the introduction of new characters and just how they interacted with Black Widow. So the first person I am starting off with is Red Guardian, or Alexei, and he is played by David Harbour, which I think is a fantastic actor in my opinion. I don't care if you... I shouldn't say that. I don't mind if you guys have different opinions, but that's just my favorite. I really like the Red Guardian in this movie. I think he was a really funny character, and it's really interesting because he's kind of like the opposite of Captain America. He's pretty much a Russian Captain America, which I think is totally rad. I also did enjoy Yelena, and I think that's how it's pronounced. I'm not 100% sure, but she is Natasha's sister, and I really did enjoy their chemistry in the film. It was very kind of like bonding and sibling-like, and I just think it worked out really, really well. And I definitely will mention Yelena and the post-credits scene, which she is in, but I won't get into that right now. But I just think she was an awesome character. She was funny. She kind of chirped Natasha a little bit here and there, but overall, she was a great character. This movie definitely did feel like a Marvel film, and I will give it props for that because there have been some other movies that didn't really feel like Marvel films, but I won't get into that. So I definitely think Marvel did an awesome job with this film, and it really, really surprised me. I was a little worried about it at first because it was pushed back time and time again, but I watched it for the first time and I was astounded at how good it was. Now we are going to get into the spoiler section of this video, and I'm going to be talking about the end credit scene as well as probably the biggest reveal in the movie. So let's just get right into it. So the first biggest spoiler I will be talking about is Taskmaster's reveal. And honestly, it was a little bit predictable, and I was a little disappointed with who it was. It was Dreykov's daughter. I don't know if I have her name here. I can look it up really quickly. I'm so sorry, guys. So guys, I found the name, and her name is Antonia, which is a little nod to the comics. The Taskmaster in the comics, his name is Anthony Masters, so that's a nice little nod. But like I said, Taskmaster in the movie did not have powers like the Taskmaster did in the comics, which I think was definitely a flaw in the character. But overall, I still enjoyed this character and was pretty badass in some of the scenes. Finally, the last spoiler I will be talking about is the end credit scene. So I'm just going to go through what actually happens in the end credit scene and what it will bring to the MCU in the near future. So basically what happens in the end credit scene is Yelena goes and visits Natasha's grave. She basically kneels down, reminisces about good times, and the camera zooms over and shows Valentino, I'm pretty sure that's her name, from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And Valentino says to Yelena, "This is your new task. This is the man who killed Natasha." or who was responsible for Natasha's death. And she shows her this tablet, and on the tablet is Hawkeye. And honestly, I think this is a really good way to introduce Yelena into the Hawkeye Disney Plus TV show, because I have a feeling we will see her in there. She will be going after Hawkeye for pretty much what he did. But honestly, he didn't kill Natasha, so I hope there was some little discussion in Hawkeye where he says, I didn't kill Natasha, this was her own choice. Overall, if I had to rate this movie, I would probably give it a 7.5 out of 10. It was a really good Marvel movie. It definitely wasn't the best and definitely wasn't the worst, but I did really enjoy it. The action, the pacing, the story, and all the new characters just really made this film amazing. And I would definitely recommend checking out this movie if you haven't seen it already, because with time, a lot more spoilers will come out for this movie. I did talk about most of them, but I would hate for people who haven't seen it to have it spoiled for them. This was a very different video, and I had a lot of fun with it, and I hope you guys did too. I really hope to do more of these movie reviews and maybe hopefully get more into depth with some movies. This one I didn't go too in depth with, but I think if I do other movies or films, I can go so much more into them and what the real meaning is. I definitely hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and please don't forget to do those 3 things: like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.